Today my throat is very bad and I'm sorry I may not be able to continue for the whole hour. Let us begin. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kabibiriritam kalmashapaham Sravanamangalam Srimadaatatam Bhuvi Grinanti E Bhuridajanaha. Last time we were discussing about that our Keshav Chandra Sen asking Thakur Sri Ramakrishna to speak about a different aspect of Kali. Describers said in how many ways Kali, the Divine Mother, spoke in this world. Then the Master with a smile says, "Oh, she plays in different ways. It is she alone who is known as Mahakali, Nitya Kali, Shyama Kali, Raksha Kali, etc. Shyama Kali has a somewhat tender aspect and is worshipped in the Hindu household. She is the dispenser of boons and the dispeller of fear. People worship Raksha Kali, the protectress, in the time of epidemic, famine, earthquake, flood, etc. Shashana Kali is the embodiment of power of destruction. After the destruction of the universe, at the end of a great cycle, the Divine Mother garners the seeds for the next creation. She is like the elderly mistress of the house who has a hodgepodge pot in which she keeps the different articles for household use. All are laughing. Here, Sri Ramakrishna, in a very simple manner, describing how the world is created. Am I clear to you? Is it, can you understand? Because in the hot summer I went to India and came back, and maybe because of that. Then Sri Ramakrishna is telling it is like the housewives keeps in a pot the sea foam, blue peels, small bundles of seeds of cucumber, pumpkin, etc. They take them out when they want them. In the same way, after the destruction of the universe, my Divine Mother, the embodiment of Brahman, gathers together the seeds for the next creation. It is so easy, as if when the creation is going on, it's just the will of the Mother, and she is keeping all the seeds. That's why Swami Vivekananda in one place he is telling, we do not say that it is a creation, we say it is a projection. Before also it was there, and when it was first created, we cannot say. Hindus are bold enough to say, we do not know. So the creation and projection, it is already there in the mind of the Divine Mother or God or Brahman, and he or she wishes and the whole creation comes. That is the way we, the Hindu, believes the creation. Ekaham bahushyamo vihi. In the Vedanta they say, the Brahman, the Atman, the all-pervading consciousness once willed that he will become many. Just his wishes, and so many things starts. So this is the way, the creation. Sri Ramakrishna, in a very friendly way, in a homely way, he is describing as the housewives, they keep different things, and then when necessary, they use those things, particularly the kitchen garden. They are the seeds they are keeping, and the next time they are utilizing those seeds. Similarly, the God is keeping those ideas or seeds, and the creation comes. Is Kali my divine mother of a black complexion? The question Sri Ramakrishna himself is asking. And he is describing Kali because the Kali was the topic of discussion on those days, and Kali they used to criticize all the time. Is Kali my divine mother of a black complexion? She appears black because she is viewed from distance. She appears black because she is viewed from a distance, but when intimately known, she is no longer so. Shama Makhi Amar Kalure, there is a song, and in that song, Bengali song, they sing and asking the question to himself, do you think the Shama, the Kali, is black? No. The sky appears blue at a distance, but look at it close by and you will find that it has no color. This is the beauty of Sri Ramakrishna, immediately giving the example and making the so complicated philosophy so simple. The water of the ocean looks blue at a distance, but when you go near and take it in your hand, you find that it is colorless. So that is the answer. Why the goddess Kali is black? Because we do not know her. Distance means we don't have the knowledge about the god or the goddess. The moment we go near, the moment we know her, then it has no color at all. Is Kali, my mother, really black? The naked one of blackest hue lights the lotus of the heart. Hrit Padmo kare alure. Then the master continuing the song. The Divine Mother is always playful. This universe is her play. This is the sentence, this is the statement. This universe is Mother's play. So we are thinking so many things happen in our life, and so many problems are coming every moment. And we are perturbed or joyful or very happy, or we are in misery, sorrow, so many things goes on in this life. But ultimately, this is a sport, this is a play for the mother. And Brahma devotee asking the question, but sir, if she likes, she can give freedom to all. Why then she kept us bound to the world? We are suffering, and the mother, if she wills, she can give the freedom. Why she is not giving? The master answering, that is her will. She wants to continue playing with her created beings. In a game of hide and seek, the running about soon stops if in the beginning all the players touch the granny. That's called, as someone will sit in the center, and there will be rounds, and the players, they are supposed to come and touch the granny, the center one, but the others are there, they will be protecting, they won't allow to touch. It goes on. So similarly, as if by giving that example he is telling, as if the life is like that. We are trying to go to God, and our mind is distracted towards the world. And the worldly attachments, different things draw us to the worldly things. We are we are angry because we do not get satisfaction in something. And we are happy because of the satisfaction. We are sorry because of something. So it goes on and on. But if we sit quiet and look back, so many things happened in our life when we were children. And those days, those things were so serious for us. And now we laugh at it. So why we were so serious? It was nothing actually. So similarly, whole life is like that. If we can look back and see and can understand, so it will be so simple for us. That is her will. And then he is telling that displeases her. Her pleasure is in continuing the game. Therefore, the poet said, out of 100,000 kites, at best, but one or two break free. লক্ষ্যে একটা দুটো ঘুড়ি কাটে, তুমি হেসে দাও মা হাত চাপটি. So one Swami, particularly Birajanandaji Maharaj, the direct disciple of Swami Vivekananda, he used to say like this. And one of his disciples once asked him, Swamiji, in that case, why should we try to get realization? Because only one or two will get liberation, mukti, God realization. And I do not know whether I am going to get the mukti or not. Among so many millions. Then he said, how do you know that you are not that one? Among the million, there is only one or two is going to get the liberation. But how do you know that you are not that one? So that, with that hope that I am going to be liberated, the moksha kangshi, one who wants to get liberation from the bondage of birth and death, this pleasure and pain, this circle that goes on, that is the life. What is life? Pleasure and pain. Sometimes pleasure, sometimes pain. In Hindi, they say, Kavi Khushi, Kavi Gam. So it goes on like this. So naturally, go and enjoy the world. The mother says the mind. It is as if the Divine Mother said to the human mind, in confidence, with a sign from her eye, go and enjoy the world. How can one blame the mind? Sri Ramakrishna is referring to that famous Upanishadic dictum, Paranchikhani Batrinath Swayambhu Tasmat Parang Pashyati Na Antaratma. Our mind always wants to see something outside. When you try to meditate, when you try to concentrate, when you try to control our mind, we are tired. We are sitting in a corner on a comfortable way and we are tired. Why? Because my mind is tired. Why the mind is tired? Because mind wants to go out. But when we are watching the soccer game whole night, we are not tired. Why? Because our mind is enjoying the external thing. Anything external, we always enjoy. But internal, and that proves that it is so difficult to concentrate, so difficult to get mukti. Why? Sri Ramakrishna said, Mother, the Creator, don't want. Then what we'll do? We will go on pursuing her. No, I don't want to play. I like to come to you. I like to sit on your lap. I am not in the game. If we go on praying, praying and praying, then only she alone can give that freedom. Because she is the Creator and she can give us freedom. Go and enjoy the world, as if she said. Then the Brahmo devotee again asking the question said, can't we realize God without complete renunciation? The gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the conversation that the Sri Ramakrishna had, is the Panchama Veda, is the knowledge. And this is the knowledge that we get when we go on reading the scripture. One way or other they are describing the same thing. And Sri Ramakrishna, through stories, through examples and very simple way, telling the same truth. Very attractive. And that is why it touches our heart. When this question is coming that whether we have to realize God, whether we have to renounce the whole world, then Master is laughing. Of course, you can enjoy the householder's life, he says. Without complete renunciation, you can realize God. Why should you renounce everything? I tell you the truth. There is nothing wrong in your being in the world, but you must direct your mind towards God. This is the speciality of Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Vivekananda is telling that we are not traveling from the untruth to truth, false to truth. We are traveling from lower truth to higher truth. When there is nothing, from that nothing we cannot get something. Something cannot be achieved without nothing, with nothing. So that's why whatever we are doing, it has some value. But here Sri Ramakrishna again just turning. But you must direct your mind towards God. That's all. Whatever you are doing, it is all right. But always you direct that mind towards God. Otherwise, you will not succeed. See, he is telling the same truth. Tyage noike amritattamana suhu. Without renunciation, you cannot realize God or the Amrita, the ultimate. Without renunciation, the moment we hear that word, we are afraid. Sri Ramakrishna, the great master, and he knew how to teach the students, those who are already there. So he used to tell them, the game that you are playing is very good, but at the same time, keep your mind on God. When you are keeping your mind on God, you are not attached. So this is the way he is telling. It is all a question of the mind. Sri Ramakrishna is telling. Do your duty with one hand and with the other hold to God. After the duty is over, you will hold to God with both hands. So this is religion. We should know this. Otherwise, whatever we do so many things. We go to so many places. We meet so many other people, religious people, spiritual people, and we learn nothing. We only spend our time. We go over there, and then to some extent we are satisfied as if, then we come back the same people. Mano eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshaye. Bandha, the bondage, and the moksha, liberation, because of the mind. If your mind is prepared, is ready, you are liberated. This is the beauty of the teaching. And how the mind is prepared? I know that I need not to go all the places, all the time, to all the people, because this is the ultimate. That's why Sri Ramakrishna is telling to so many people. So many people are going around, they are going to meet this man, this person, that person. Then when they come back to Sri Ramakrishna, he said, showing like this time all this is here. And that means all knowledge is only here. And what is that knowledge? Your mind is the main. If you think that you are in bondage, you are in bondage. If you think that you are feeling sorry, you are sorry. If you think that you are totally free, you are free. If you think that you are happy, you are happy. So that is the mana eva manushyanam. The mind of a human being is the main to feel that he is bound or free. So there is the ultimate Vedanta. So we are not blaming anyone. We are not complaining against anything. I am totally free. That wonderful freedom, the mental freedom, the mind will take the color you dye it with. The mind is everything. So that is the reason we should be always in a positive thinking, positive thinking. If there is no positive thinking, we are constantly harming ourselves. Though we are spending so much of time in the temple and we are doing so many things, but at the same time, with that negative idea, we are harming ourselves. This positive thing is what? I am free because I belong to God. Nothing, no bad thing can happen to me. I am the son of God, I am the daughter of God, I am the child of God. Nothing wrong can happen to me. This is the only confidence, and everything will continue. Here he says, the mind is everything. Bondage is of the mind, and freedom is also of the mind. A man is free if he constantly thinks, I am a free soul. How can I be bound? Whether I live in the world or in the forest. Swami Vivekananda also sometime is telling like that. He says, Opichet sudurachara bhajate mam ananya bhag sadhureva samantabhya. Sudurachara, one who has already committed very wrong thing, bad things, if he thinks from today, this moment, I am going to be good, he becomes good. That very moment. Whatever the past action he has already done, harm, etc., for that he has to suffer. But the resolution that he takes, the promises that he is taking, that I am going to be free and happy, that makes him free and happy. So, mano eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshaya. Be not deluded by your religion teaching original sin, for the same religion teaches original purity also. When Adam fell, he fell from the purity. Purity is our real nature, and to regain that is the object of all religion. Swami Vivekananda is telling. When the Adam, he fell, and fell from where? Fell from original purity. And if it is original purity, that means I can go back again. There's the option is there, possibility is there. And that is called the real judgment. Well, I did something mistake, but doesn't mean that I am doomed forever. I can regain that truth. I can regain that purity. I can once again be as pure as God. So this is what they say. In Bengali they say, Ekbar Hori Name Joto Pap Hari Jiber Shaddho Ki Tato Pap Kore. If you are really uttering sincerely once only the name of the God, all sins will be burned down, and you have no capacity to commit so much of sin which cannot be burnt or removed by uttering the name of God once, but with sincerity. So that is the reason one person, he said, his son, the Pandit's son was telling, recite the name of Rama thrice. And he rebuked the son. You don't have faith in Rama? Once only we will utter the name Rama, that's all. Why we have to go on repeating the name of Rama thrice? So these are the stories they say that is so, the power of God, the power of purity is packed in the name of Rama. That's why the mantra, Diksha, they take. Here Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling that this is the mind and one should be very, very careful of it. And some of the people are there like the Janaka, the father of Sita. And Janaka was on the threshold of both Tyaga and Bhoga, but that is very, very difficult. The one, only one a person may be Janaka, not all. The Janaka was totally unattached, but at the same time, he was the king, he was the ruler, he was enjoying the worldly things, totally unattached. So that's why Sri Ramakrishna is telling, but one cannot be King Janaka all of a sudden. Janaka at first practiced much austerity in solitude. Even if one lives in the world, one must go into solitude now and then. That is again and again Sri Ramakrishna is advising us. Go to solitude, be alone, and look at your mind, observe your mind, judge your mind, and then you will find that what are the defects are there inside the mind. Try to remove those, and then you will be free. It will be of great help to a man if he goes away from his family, lives alone, and weeps for God even for 3 days. Even if he thinks of God for 1 day in solitude, when he has the leisure, that too will do him good. So one has to go to a solitude, to some place where other people don't know him. So he may be in a society, he may be around so many people, but all alone, because other people don't know him. And there, in that solitude, maybe in the jungle, maybe in the place where people don't know him, or in the corner of a room, if he can cry for God and pray to God. The disease of worldliness is like typhoid, he is telling. And the patient of a typhoid should not eat sweets, pickles, etc. So if that patient is living in that room and eating all those things, he can never become cured. One of our Swami, he had diabetes, and he was very fond of eating rasgulla and all those things. When in the Pangat means when the monks, they're sitting together, that's called Pangat, in the line. When they are distributing sweets, he will be claiming, give me sweets also, as you are giving to others. But if they say, but you are diabetic, you should not take, then he will shout, what do you know about that? I am taking medicine. Medicine has the power, sugar. But by mistake, if you make a little sugar in his tea, he will shout, he will become really angry. Why you know that I am a diabetic patient, why you have mixed the sugar in the tea? And when he is eating the sweets, as if that is not sugar. So that way, sometimes we think that the people, patients of the typhoid, if they are going on eating the things that they are not supposed to, then the medicine won't work. So that is why Sri Ramakrishna is telling, as because our mind is constantly in this world, Unless and until you go away from this world, away from all this. Some people, they are moving all alone, constantly going on, listening to something, maybe the music, or going on texting and writing and reading. They are not alone actually. They think I am alone, but they are not alone. They are watching TV and they are going on using the laptops and then talking over phone. Are they alone? No. So you have to give away everything, all alone. And then only it is possible. The master sang the song with tears in his eyes. What that? That the flute has sounded in yonder wood. That is, now this time he is singing the song of Krishna. And there, Bongshi bajilo oi bipine. Bongshi bajilo oi bipine. That means the call of the Krishna. The flute of Krishna is calling the human soul. That is a symbol. The God is always giving us the call. But we don't listen to that, we don't hear to that, mostly. The conch shell, they blow in the evening and in the morning before the puja. There's the call. The Muslims, they give ajan, ahvan, and calling people to come in. The Christians, they will go on ringing the bell, making the people, the faithfuls, that this is a time that you should come and visit God, remember God. So that sound is attracting our mind, taking away from the worldly duties and things and concentrating at the feet of God. Krishna's flute is the symbol of calling the human soul. Here Sri Ramakrishna is telling like that, and he is telling, he is singing that song. He was a very good singer, Sri Ramakrishna. And when he used to sing with all emotion, because all the words of the song and the meaning of those things, when it is coming out with the emotion, then the song becomes a little real prayer. When we pray over here, Khandana Bhava Bandhana. This is a wonderful prayer. The first line of the prayer in the evening that we do, Khandana Bhava Bandhana, the bondage of the world. Bhava means world. Bandhana, bondage. Oh God, please give me freedom from this bondage. Khandana Bhava Bandhana. And that way, every word, its meaning, if we know and sing, that gives a wonderful prayer power. When you are praying, we get a power, and power of purity. Sri Ramakrishna is crying. Gradually the ebb tide set and they are coming back. They were talking with Sri Ramakrishna was in the company of the Keshav Sen and his friends. Then all are enjoying the Sri Ramakrishna's company. Then Sri Ramakrishna is telling about he is quoting about the Kolkata people. He is telling people of Calcutta love sensations. That's true, even now. Anything they will be jumping about. So the people, somewhere they are playing, Calcutta is all the time awake, shouting, and who is supporting which team? Because Indian teams are totally, no, they're not there. But we are going on supporting. First we will support the Asian teams when the Japan and all are out, then European teams, like that it goes. But so the sensation, the love sensation, then he is telling, you may see them digging a well at a certain place. They say they want water. But if they strike a stone, they give up that place. They begin at another place. And there, perchance, they find sand. They give up the second place too. Next, they begin at a third, and so on it goes. But it won't do if a man only imagines that he has God's command. So this is what Sri Ramakrishna is indicating. You have to take the name of God from a guru. You should have faith on that and go on repeating the name of God. Because it is not the person who has given. Of course, all cannot become guru. All cannot become the spiritual teacher. They should have a very pure personal life. Then only the God's power comes within them. And that power is transmitted to the disciples. If the lamp is not burning, how that lamp can help the other lamp to burn? So that is the reason Sri Ramakrishna is telling, if you people, Brahma Samaj, each and every one was becoming the guru, the teacher, that is why he is hinting. First of all, you have to realize God. You have to get the light of God. You have to develop the purity, dispassion, discrimination. Then only you can encourage others to do that. So he is telling that if you are changing the places and thinking that from here I will get some benefit, you will never get the water. You have to go on digging in one place. God does reveal himself to man and speak. It's not that God cannot be seen and God cannot be talked with. It is possible. Then Brahma Samaj devotee asking the question, then said, we must give up our activities until we realize God. He says that until and unless you realize God, it is of no use telling other people to, because the Brahma Samajis, they used to go out to convert people into their ideology. And they used to criticize the traditional Hinduism. Sri Ramakrishna, a person coming out of the Hinduism, through that traditional way, he is giving that real religion. And now these people, they are thinking that they are very modern, they have understood religion, they go on telling others and trying to converting others. Now he is a bit angry perhaps, and he is asking, then said, we must give up our activities until we realize God. Sri Ramakrishna is telling the until and unless you are realizing God, the truth, unless you are receiving the light yourself, how can you give light to others? Then Master is telling, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, no, why should you? See how the way of telling no. When he is asking the question, shall you stop all our duties so that first we will realize God and then we will talk about God? Immediately he is saying, no, whatever you are doing, that's good. Then you must engage in such activities as contemplation, singing his praises, and other daily devotion. He is telling that the person who was asking, shall you stop everything? No. But practice your own spiritual practices. Continue your own spiritual practices so that God will reveal to you and then you can give to others. Why should you? You must engage in such activities as contemplation. Sometimes they say tapas, tapasya. I was there in the Himalaya for 12 years, like this. Some of the sannyasis, they will say. Some people, when they come to this West and the places in the cities, they will say, I am coming down from the cave of Himalaya and I have done tapasya. And what is tapasya actually? This is collecting the mind from the worldly thoughts and things and then concentrating the mind on God. That is called tapasya. Ma Sharadamani Devi, this is the beauty of Thakur Ma Swamiji. Very complicated thing they say in such a simple way, we think, oh, is it like this? Mother is telling, what is tapasya, my son? Only to keep the mind at the feet of God. That's tapasya. The mind goes to this way and that way, takes up this and that. Keep the mind, try to keep the mind, constantly bring it back from other things and keep it at the feet of God. That's all. The Brahma devotee again arguing, but what about our worldly duties? Duties associated with our earning money and so on? Sri Ramakrishna said, just a minute. When he was asking the question, we must give up our activities until you realize God, is it? And then he said, no, you continue your practices, spiritual practices like contemplation, then singing the God's name, etc., devotion. Then he said, okay, but what about our worldly duties? Because we have to maintain our household. What about earning the money and so on? Then Sri Ramakrishna again is saying, yes, you can perform them too, but only as much as you need for your livelihood. Those who wants to realize God, wants to devote his total attention for the God, what they should do? They should not go for earning lot of money. That will never be in their temperament, in their mentality. Whatever little is necessary to maintain, that they will earn, and then they will concentrate on God. I think I should stop over here today. Then some next time we will. Tomorrow I will go to Seattle, and just before coming over here, the Swami's phone came from Seattle, and he was telling whether I have given my cell number correctly or not. And he has sent his cell number, etc., etc. And then from Seattle, I will go to San Francisco, because the Seattle Swami is very senior. So after reaching over here in America, I couldn't go to him. And also the San Francisco Swamiji. So I will go to San Francisco also to offer my pranam to him. And from there to Portland. And there we have some lectures in Portland. Come back on 5th. On 5th, there's a very famous singer on classical Hindi music. The one person is coming. He's almost a professional, and he is reaching here on 4th July, and 5th July he will perform in the Hindu temple. So if possible, I will also try to go and reach in the Hindu temple, but you people can always go. You can enjoy that, the 5th July. Let us conclude. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidyam tam Ramakrishnam Shirasanamama Shirasanamama. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om.